Let's go here. And hello, everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and welcome to Health, Wealth, and Success. And so, this is for everybody. This information can be very helpful. We've just had such an exciting and wonderful week. On Monday, we were able to help first responders again. We literally helped this week hundreds of first responders to just be able to think better about what they really want. Today, we're going to talk about a subject that I really haven't discussed on this platform yet, and it's all about well-being. And so we're going to get into that and kind of understand how this world is, because for all of you to recognize that 99.99% of everybody in the world is just fine. But whatever we focus our attention on grows. And so I just would ask you to make sure you're focusing your attention on what you want and what will help you and your family, and how you can serve more, how you can love more, enjoy more. And so this, as most of you know, I'm a mental scientist. I'm a head doctor, behavioral psychologist, and I help people become their greatest possibility. That's really my soul's desire. And so that's what I do. And I basically, one of my niches is real estate. And so I help real estate agents and brokers to increase their wealth and their business. But today is for all of my agents and brokers, but also every and anybody. And so we have people from all walks. We have kids on today that it's just fantastic. And so we're going to share these good news. And there's really just 3 steps to how to thrive in your life. And it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It only matters what's going on within you and within your thoughts and within your feelings. And so today we're going to discuss those 3 steps, but we're going to first kind of take a broader view, and it's always best to take a broader view. So we'll look at this broader view of well-being, and then what we'll do, we'll go through the 3 steps to your health, wealth, and success, to your happiness, if you will. And then afterwards, we'll talk about all this. And so it's going to be a fun time. You're going to love the information. I would suggest that you write down the information, because you're going to hear things that you've never heard before. And being a mental scientist, I know how this plays out. And so typically it takes us several times to hear things before we accept them. And just know that this is, there's no agenda other than to help you become your greatest possibility. And so sit back, relax, and enjoy this understanding, this knowing on how life plays and how you can have life play better for you. And so let me just see here, flipping around, got that, and my little clicker isn't working right now. Got to call Steve Jobs in. There we go. Thank you, Steve. And so you just call in your angels and everything gets fixed for you. So I want to talk about well-being. And so I'd like you to imagine that we're all on the river of life, if you will. And so to be looking at this river of life and kind of where are you in this river? And so know that well-being always flows. And so what that means is that, let's take Mother Earth, that the core of Mother Earth is just well-being. And so well-being can be understood as God's love, God's support, the universe, that really all things are, for the most part, really, in our smaller minds, really good. Really, everything is good. Everything is well. Even this contrast that we've had with the world and where the world is, and there's been a lot of things we don't want, like this virus, that, yeah, it's a real bad flu, but that's it. And 99% of 99 is everything is well-being. And even that other 0.001% that actually everything is playing out too. It's just sometimes difficult for us to understand. So well-being is always flowing. And most people are going upstream. And upstream is the challenging way. It's the unwanted. We're swimming up the stream, and most of us are fairly tired with it. And I can show you, and will show you today, the easy, quick route to all of your desires. So we're swimming upstream, and I can't tell you how many thousands of people that I have helped to realize to just stop swimming upstream. And if you just will allow it, that there is this flow of well-being that flows downstream. And so what that is the wanted. And so that's where all of your desires are. So where we have been doing the unwanted up here, that none of our desires are up there. And so we've been told a lot of things, and it's done unto you as you believe. And so we have a lot of beliefs that don't serve us. And again, I help people with that mindset, and everything that I do, I just give away and I give back, pay it forward, if you will. And it's makes my heart sing to be able to help teach you, and for you to be able to understand how life plays and how to have it play better for you. And so with this stream, it's kind of like, if you'll just lighten up, if all of us will lighten up and stop going for upstream and just let yourself, so imagine, just put yourself right down the stream and just allow yourself to just be easy, be relaxed, and start going down that stream. See, when you ask for anything, that it is given to you. But the reason why it isn't is because you'll ask for more business or whatever it is, better health. And then when you don't get it, you immediately start going upstream and saying, hey, where's my stuff? Okay. And for us to be able to just enjoy and relax and be able to go downstream and enjoy this beautiful life. So it's kind of like row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but my dream. And I changed those words there. And that is your dream. Whatever you're thinking about, you're going to create. And so, it's just kind of like you're on this stream floating along, and there's all low hanging fruit. And so what you want to do is just pick that low hanging fruit, and you'll see it'll lead to bigger and bigger and more of the fruit and all of your desires. Now, the other thing is that all of this stream of well-being that just flows to us, that we have the power through our choice to cut it off. And so imagine that this stream is coming to you, and with our negative thoughts, with thoughts about what we don't want, like, gee, I don't want to get sick, actually will create sickness. So you want to think about health. You want to think about well-being. You want to know that there's this God's love, that there's just this in life, there's this well-being. So Mother Earth's core is well-being, and so is our core. The kingdom within us is just well-being. Our higher self, we're just fine. Everything's going great. It's just our analytical mind, our smaller mind, starts getting in the way of this beautiful stream that's coming to us, and we start blocking it off. And when we start blocking it off, then what we see and what we sense and what we think about, that we think that, oh, this is a bunch of unwanted stuff, and then things just get worse and worse. And so, all of us have had the day where we said, it just can't get any worse than this, and then it does. But for us to now awaken and say, hey, how can it even get better? How does it get better than this? And when we start looking for better than this, that what happens is that we have angels. And so with the term angel, that depending on your belief system, that all of life is energy, and all of this energy is well-being. It's good, loving energy that is flowing. And we, with the power of our minds, can mold that energy into whatever we want. So you could look at angels as different types of energies. And so there's the loving angel, there's the helpful angel, there's the kind angel, that there's the abundant angel, the money angel. Let's all call her money angels. And so you'll see when you're on this river of life that it actually even gets bigger, and then you get angels all around you, and they start helping you in every way. That's why when you ask, that literally your angels are going out and gathering all those things, and so that's why we call it in different terms. We become magnets. And so it's called the law of attraction, that we attract what we want. So whatever we want, that our angels can go out, if you will, and get that. So if you can just accept right now that there is only well-being, and then also know, and again, bringing up the virus because it's on many people's minds, that look at the virus as simply what you don't want. So all that is that virus is in that unwanted upstream. So in that lower left, that's just unwanted. So what this is actually doing is this virus is birthing more wanted. More people are asking to be healthier. More people are looking to live longer. There's been viruses throughout the age of man all the time, okay? And viruses that have been much worse than this one and have killed millions of people, not just, 70,000 people. And most of those people were on the way out anyways. But again, not to get into all of that, other than to realize that, what it's actually done, all these viruses, sicknesses, illnesses that there's been, is it's created longevity for us. We're living now longer than we've ever lived. I had about a year and a half ago pneumonia. I didn't know it. Like, I just really felt bad. And I just felt, I'm going to go to the VA. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm going to go to the VA and just get this checked out. Well, next thing I know, they say, oh my God, you have pneumonia and you might die here. And it's like, what? And so I didn't know, but pneumonia, 3 times more people have died from in the same period that this virus has been, which, by the way, the virus has been here since about November, okay? And so that same amount of time, there have been 3 times more people that have died of pneumonia. So maybe we should just talk about pneumonia instead of that. Or there's been actually more car accidents, than this virus. But the point is that what all of this has done, like when I got pneumonia, that I recognized, and it helped me birth the thoughts on, hey, I want to be healthier. And so as I asked to be healthier, I started to attract things like Ryan is there right now. Ryan and I went to an amazing place called Ozone, Ohzone, and just an amazing owner, Jennifer, and we just absolutely love her. And we're doing this ozone stuff. And like, I feel healthier than I think I've ever felt. I mean, I feel like I'm, I don't know, 9 years old or something. I have more energy than ever. But see, you just attract that. But it all starts with the mind. 99% of the things that we desire comes with the mind. I also attracted intermittent fasting. So I only eat from about 4 to 8 every day. And I'm thinner, I'm trimmer, I have more energy. It's just like so great. Now, those aren't necessarily the steps for you, but when I asked for more health because of that dis-ease that I had, that pneumonia, that what it did is it brought me these other things to help me to increase my health and my longevity. That's why I never feared about getting this virus at all. I just said, hey, I'm going to be one of the 99% that when you get it, nothing happens. You don't have much of an effect. And so because, see, what you call forth is what you get. Nothing is inserted into your life, that everything is attracted into your life. So I attract happiness, wonderful people like all of you, just divine beings like you, and that's what I get. So if you can just settle in and understand that there is only well-being that flows in your life, that you will now start seeing life in a much different light. As Christians call it, seeing through the eyes of Christ. But again, all religions are good and everything is fine as long as it's serving you and helping you to have that connection with you and your inner being, your higher self, God, the universe, whatever word that you use. So that is the overlying understanding of all of life. when you understand that life is this beautiful well-being, and anything that looks like it's not good, not wanted, is simply going to birth new ideas and then new answers and solutions to a better health, better business, better whatever you're looking for, better relationships, whatever you want. Like in relationships, something that I think I'd like you to write down right now is on relationships is that I want to have more playful relationships. Okay. And so it's just such a great word. It lifts you up and it takes you to that vibration, if you will, of your angels of playfulness. And I want to have more fun in my relationships. I want to laugh more in my relationship. I want to enjoy more. So all of these things, it's all created with our thought. And so I'm going to get to that right now. So understand there is only well-being that flows, and you can have it flow to you in greater ways. And the way to do that is with your powerful thoughts. Thoughts create everything. In fact, this isn't just my opinion, if you will. In the last 5 years, quantum physicists, molecular biologists, all of the science disciplines have agreed that there are 3 steps to create anything in your life. And so step number 1 is everything in your experience starts with your thought. So again, it doesn't matter what's going on out there. It matters what's going on in here, and 99% of everything that you have, because it's the 1% inspired action that will take you to where you want. Step 2 is your thoughts then create this energy. And so this is our emotions. So most of us have been told, don't show your emotions, okay? Don't pay attention to your emotions. Use your head. And your head is just your small self, not your divine thoughts. And so you want to get away from that. In fact, today, I'm going to take you to a magical place where you're going to be immersed, I promise you, immersed in well-being and connected as one, as you always wanted to, with your Creator. And so these thoughts create energy. And so that energy is that fun energy, that playful energy, that excited energy. I'm excited about life. I'm excited about my future. And when we say we have a brighter future, then we will have a brighter future. But if you say, oh, this is terrible, and and this and this. And so for most of us on this call today, that you have taken the opportunity to look at that all these changes in the world only bring huge opportunities, and they have for those of us that have thought that way. So this is demonstrated and can be proven every moment of every day that thoughts create energy. And then again, according to scientists, this energy then creates matter. And that's why, excuse me, that's why thoughts become things. That's how powerful we are. It's with our thoughts. So what kind of thoughts do we want? We want to have what I call good feeling thoughts. In fact, excuse me. In fact, I even wrote a book on it called Good Feeling Thoughts. And it's 7 good feeling thoughts every day. If you want the book, let me know. And it's available on Amazon. You can get it from me. But this idea about good feeling thoughts, that see, it doesn't do you any good to be able to, thank you, darling. That's why I love being at home doing all this. Sharon brings me a little water. And water is one of the steps, by the way. And so I let the cat out of the bag, if you will, and that's the 3rd step, which is a quick, easy one. And so it's this idea about good feeling thoughts, and thoughts about what we like, what we enjoy, what we love, what we desire, and what we want. So I'm going to give you an example that I know this one lady, and she thinks this virus is the most terrible thing. And she was talking on Facebook about how terrible it is that 70,000 people died of this virus, and what a shame, and we should all stay home. Well, 70,000 people, by the way, out of the 300 million, actually percentage-wise, isn't very great. But see, here's the point that, and I have empathy for all that, but whatever you think about expands, right? Well, so this lady, I then sent one of my recordings. I said, please watch this because it'll really help you, because these thoughts are bad feeling thoughts that you have, and they'll lead to disease for you. 3 days later, this lady, I hear through some other people, has a heart condition and needs to be contacted with her doctor, and is going to the hospital and all these things. And so she created disease. So, do you want to be part of the problem, or do you want to be the solution? And you want to be the uplifter? And so again, and I have examples that go either way, whatever you're thinking about. So if you continue to think about things you don't want, the things you don't like, and you know what those are, because God communicates to us with our feelings. When we feel bad, it means we're distancing ourselves from the truth, from the way that God is thinking about this topic. When we feel good, it means we're connected. We're getting those godly thoughts, and we're thinking about this subject as God is. So I see the virus as a blessing. It's going to increase the longevity for all of us. It's going to be able, we're going to be able to have cures and solutions. We're going to have more confidence in ourselves and in the world and in science. And, there's just so many good things. And hopefully all of you have seen the many blessings that have happened from all of this. It's just been incredible. And all of us, together, and our team together, and our family of loved ones here, that all of us together, that we have experienced that. And then thoughts about how you want it to be. Okay, so don't be thinking about, this is going to be bad, or make assumptions of whatever. That you start calling it the way that you want it. See, like, I love it. There isn't very much traffic. There aren't big lines. I mean, this has just been such a blessing that I've just loved. It's been good to Mother Earth that I can see I'm on the 50th floor and overlooking this beautiful skyline and the sunrise. There's less smog. I mean, there's all kinds of good things going. And the more you can think about those things and about the way that you want it to be, the more it will be. And then a really good tip is only think about things that you can control. I can't control that virus. I can't control that environment, but I can control my thoughts and my feelings, and I can start asking for the things that I do want. And so again, where does it get you if you think about what you don't want? It just makes you sad, it makes your kids sad. I shared with you a couple of weeks ago on how I had an 8-year-old boy sitting in his bedroom, shaking, crying, so fearful of this virus. In 10 minutes, and it's because the parents, talk to them about all this terrible stuff. And, these little kids are impressionable. They go, oh my gosh, I don't know, this is terrible. And so he's sitting in fear. And in 10 minutes, I changed him around. He understood that, hey, breathe the fresh air. It's good, that your skin that has helped for thousands of years have helped millions of people to be able to create health with just our skin, okay, and with our bodies and the antibodies. And in fact, you want to go play with the other kids, because that way we have called the herd, to have the herd antibody there, that it creates solutions. So we need to have faith in God. We need to have faith in ourselves. We need to have faith that everything is well and getting even better. And that's where this whole idea of well-being comes. So you can't ask for what you don't want and get what you want. So that lady in that example that I gave, that she was talking about what she didn't want, and what happens, cooperative components come about and gave her dis-ease. And so we all want to be easier on that. So I have all kinds of different ways to have good feeling thoughts, but we're going to go in it and get immersed in good feeling thoughts, and we're going to do it right now. So the power of your breath. In the word, I'm also an ordained minister, and the word spirit in the Bible means breath. And deep breathing raises your point of attraction, goes up to your angels that I showed you earlier there. And the fastest way to connect with your higher self, with God, with all that is, the universe, whatever term that you're most comfortable with, is through your breath, through deep breathing. Most of us do shallow breathing and have shallow lives. You do deep breathings and you'll have a deep, meaningful, just amazing, magical, miraculous life. So connecting with your breath will give you good feeling thoughts. And so I want to have us start to do a breathing, and then I'm going to take you to a connection that you've never had before with your divine self and all that is. So I'd like you to close your eyes, and I want you to breathe in deeply, 5 seconds in. And when you breathe in like that, all the way down to your toes, and then 5 seconds out. And again, breathe in and do this for about a minute. Breathe in, breathe out, and say to yourself, relax. And smile. Breathe in now. Breathe in the breath of God, being cleansed and purified and connecting, and breathe out. And ask to quiet your mind now. God can't speak to you. You can't have divine thoughts while you're chattering with your smaller mind. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you breathe deeply, receive these words and the well-being and love of God that flows to you, through you, and all around you. Breathe in, breathe out. And welcome to the doorway of your well-being and all the health and wellness and happiness that you desire. All is pleased that you have made a decision to be here and accept these truths as your own. Breathe in. We now come together in co-creation, aligning with who we really are and connecting with our higher self and God. As you now relax and breathe, focusing softly on these words, you are allowing the gentle tuning of your vibration to the frequency of your desires and the well-being that is always being offered you. Breathe in and breathe in that well-being. Be easy as you find the rhythm of your body and enjoy long, slow breaths in and out. Just as the waves come in and out, gently they come in and out with your breath. You just relax now, enjoy, and allow the well-being to flow to you. You are an extension of God, made in the image and likeness of God, and you have come here with great purpose. You couldn't wait to enjoy the contrast of this magical place called Mother Earth. Here, everything you want and don't want exists for the expansion of your thoughts and your feelings, and to go beyond where they have ever been before. Breathe in and breathe out and relax. Just allow God to flow to you now. The mantra of God is more, and you are at the leading edge, immersed now in this well-being, taking more to a new level of love and expansion. In this moment of time and space, you're precisely where you intended to be, and God is so, so pleased. Breathe in and breathe out. Relax. Your life continually calls forth more, and all that is benefits from the important part that you play in all the universe. You are a divine being, and the past, present, and future is now seen by you as blessings. As you relax and breathe deeply, you now feel the appreciation that God has for you and all that you have done, all that you are, and all that you are becoming. You, my dear child, are good. You are very, very good. The presence of your divinity, of God, and all that is with you now. Feel your essence of who you really are, your connection with all that is. Be at ease now. Relax. Your life is supposed to feel good to you, for you have deliberately chosen it as the platform for which more will flow. The appreciation that God has for you always is now wrapping you in a warm blanket of well-being. Just feel that warm blanket around you. God loving you, appreciating you, and giving you this unconditional love that flows to you and in you and now out to everyone. And now feel this blanket of worthiness being draped around you, the warm blanket of worthiness of you. Your life is serving you so well and providing the basis of expansion exactly as you knew it would. You have and always will launch new desires that feel good to you and provides the eternity in the eternal you. From the kingdom within you, you feel expansive, delighted, and filled with joy. You are frisky and eager for more. More of what you want is now flowing to you on the river of life in glorious and enriching ways. Well-being is the dominant basis of all that is. Well-being is at the core of Mother Earth, and well-being is at the core of you. As you relax and refresh, putting yourself into balance with all that you are, being easy with yourself, kind to yourself, and allowing now wonderful things to flow naturally to you. You are now remembering who you are, the natural vibrational patterns of well-being that is you. Each day, you will now find more clarity, more playfulness, more joy, more happiness, and more freedom as you remember who you are and why you have come. Breathe in. God is fully aware of you right now and offers you unspeakable appreciation and love for who you are. Your life is supposed to feel good to you. You are meant to satisfy your dreams now. You are doing so well, and the well-being that you seek is flowing to you. Relax and enjoy the unfolding. Feel appreciation for what is and eagerness for what is coming. There's great love for you, and know that all is well and your future is brighter than you can imagine. And we know that this is so, and it is done unto you. Well-being is yours, and may your dreams now come true. So it is. Amen. Woo. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Woo! Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. So that's breath, and that is a guided meditation. If you want a copy of that, that we're recording this, but also a copy of that I'm making a copy of that. And the third step is drink lots of water. So your body consists of trillions of cells with millions passing away and millions being born each second. And so you want to be able to flush and cleanse your body, and your cells are seeking and finding that well-being, that perfect health that always flows. And all we need to do is allow it in and let it in. So a magical sentence for you that that you can use, and again, I would recommend you write this down 21 times, and that I easily accept better feeling thoughts. And I am prepared to thrive now. And you can only thrive when you're only thinking these good feeling thoughts of thriving. You can only thrive. So with that, let's open it up, and questions, comments. Again, I'm here to, you can unmute yourself. And what did you like best? What was the aha? Any thoughts, comments, and how can I help you in your health, wealth, and success? Go ahead. All right, let's see. Ryan, I'll call on you.
I was trying to unmute and I kept muting and unmuting myself. I was having a little fun there.
Yeah, great. What's up?
Well, can you, I'll just start off by saying that I've got a live interview that I'm doing at 1:30. So after this call with Jennifer Dillon, the owner of the ozone therapy that you were talking about.
Oh, great, great.
And I would like to know what you've liked best, and give us maybe a bit of overview as well on
the ozone?
Yeah, on the ozone.
Yeah. So remember that 99% of everything that we have is thought. So, and it is done unto you as you believe. So as long as you believe it, that then it'll happen to you. So because I am focused on good feeling thoughts, like I love being healthier and being healthier every day, getting healthier, feeling younger, looking younger, that in fact, Ryan saw a old podcast of mine from a couple of years ago, and he goes, man, you're looking thinner. And so, yeah, so, you know, I'm just getting healthier and healthier. So it all starts with that. And then remember that everything comes from God. So because of that, that Jennifer has had just an amazing life, and she's not like the typical person you would think, like, you know, with a big PhD or whatever. She is just a woman with desire, and she's been through a lot of things. And so because we go through this contrast, it helped her birth this business. And so what I like best actually is, I think you would call it a magnetic bed, but it basically works this way, is that really we're used to, the most natural way for us to be is barefooted, right? And then to walk on the grass and walk in the sand. Well, how many of us have walked in the grass or sand barefooted, right? Not too many of us. Now, there's many ways to, we're like an energy cell, like a battery. Let's consider us, so we're all this energy, and with our thoughts, we create anything that we want. And so we're this energy, and we need to be re-energized. So one way to re-energize is a meditation I just did. We all feel much better, and we're on cloud nine, flying with our angels, and connected, and feel that well-being. And so that's one way to be able to energize. Jennifer has, at Ozone, has a bed that actually does that, the kind of that natural way of, you know, walking on the beach on the grass, where you lay on this bed and it's magnetic. And it really has helped me. And for those of you that know my background, 5 years ago, I was in a horrendous, horrific, whatever accident. And remember, everything is actually turns out to be for the better. So I had better health because of that, but I was paralyzed from my waist down. So I have some, health things going on, and, my back hurts and whatever. And I never talk about that stuff because I never talk or think about things that I don't want. But I was thinking about my health. Well, this bed actually really helped me on my back and my knees. It's just incredible. And then the ozone, I mean, like I've come home, I've done this now, I think 3 days straight. And I go into bed and then I do the ozone for a half hour, and it's a sauna. And it's with oxygen, a bunch of stuff that I don't know, and Jennifer will share at 1:30 with you. But I have been so energized. Like last night, it was 12 o'clock, and Sharon goes, "What are you still doing up? You're like a little boy running around." And I said, "I know, I just feel so great and energized, and not a pain in my body." And so it has just been amazing. So Sharon and I are going to actually go there again. So there's a little explanation on that, but we'll be happy to tune in your 1:30 thing. And if you can just put a text message in that box on how to get to that,
Sure.
that if you are interested in that. And again, you just want to do inspired action. And so because 99% is mental. And so, if you're inspired to do that and want that, that definitely is, a magical solution with that. Yeah. Other things, Ryan?
I was going to, well, I think one thing that's interesting, and I'll put that in the chat here in a minute. If you go to my Facebook page, it's Ryan Shea, it's going to be on there, and then on my LinkedIn page as well,
Okay.
it will be live. And I think what's interesting about the ozone is that it's really simply oxygen and water is all that is doing. And that's essentially what you share with us is like, hey, focus on your breath, breathe in oxygen, and drink lots of water.
Yeah.
And really all ozone is, and Jennifer will explain this more, but
Yeah.
it's just oxygenated water is all it is. And it's just electrified.
Kind of goes to an electrified, kind of goes to all, which is energy, right? Kind of goes all back to the 3 points, it's all going back to the same thing.
Yeah. So I think that's what an interesting, really cool correlation between what you teach us and what she's taught us. And that's part of my passion about doing these interviews is first and foremost to do my best to uplift other small businesses within our DFW and wherever surrounding worldwide, whatever would come to our heart to help those businesses and also to improve our health, because I don't care if you're a realtor, a first responder, a coach, a ditch digger, whatever you are, health is important. The healthier we are, you talk about feeling good and feeling happy and vibrant and tons of energy, and like, who doesn't want to feel like that? I do. I want that feeling. I want to feel energized. I want to feel vibrant. I want to be able to bring love into everything that I'm doing in my life, whether it's digging ditches or selling a house. Or everything in between and above and below and beyond. So
and the other thing is the most challenging thing then for you to have good feeling thoughts is if you have bad health, it's really tough. And so, and just have good health, because we've seen like this virus is killing people basically with other conditions, high blood pressure, overweight, etc. And so there are ways for us to, just say, hey, and that's why this is all good. And that just like this breathing will, give you good health. All these things will give you good health. Those 3 points will give you good health. In ozone, it actually, this process kills viruses, So, and I know your kids, Ryan, had, like an earache or whatever, and they went and they did this on their ears and helped them. And then they got one for the lungs through the nose. And in fact, all the orifices that you can, use for that. So, that's just some really good stuff. And again, just for all of us to, you just find out. You'll be led to everything that you want. Teresa, you look like you're biting at the bit there.
I do. Well, ironically, I was in the ozone business for many years.
Oh my gosh.
And I used to work with hospitals and implement systems in people's homes.
Oh my gosh. I'll be
So
done.
I can tell you that ozone therapy is real. It is incredibly effective in homes. I can share with you the negative effect of ions, the positive effect. So you may already know this, Ryan, from the business that you're working with, but when you are exposed to negative ions, the best correlation is when you're standing in front of a waterfall. Those are negative ions that you're inhaling and experiencing, and that's why it feels so incredibly good. When you take a shower, you're being immersed in negative ions. Positive ions are something that create agitation and really negative health effects.
I think they should turn those words around.
I know it's very confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm still in connection with a business here in Dallas, and I have an ozone machine.
Wow.
But the other thing that ozone does is the cleaning properties. So if you have an ozone machine in your home, which I do, it will clean the surfaces and disinfect the surfaces throughout your home. Just like it's a correlation to a thunderstorm.
Oh my God.
So God brings thunderstorms and it just really cleanses everything.
Yes.
And so what the new technology on ozone machines for homes is the duplicated process of what Mother Nature and God has offered. So I highly recommend everybody have an ozone machine in their home.
Wow.
So, Ryan, if you can share that information for sales for your client, boy, I'll tell you what, I can give you a huge testimonial for people to contact and put ozone machines in their home and implement it into their life.
So talk about the law of attraction, huh? That, well, all the so far people that have spoken, is the ozone thing. And this by no means has been, was an ozone show or, anything that, it flowed into that, it's just a good thing. And, one of the things I shared on Tuesday at our mastermind group is on the word green is getting replaced with clean. And so you just, shared with us on a good way to keep your house clean. And so so that'll keep your body and house clean. So with that, other subjects.
Yes, I have one other one, Dr. Hank.
Yes.
There are a couple people on this call that we've had conversations about being overwhelmed.
Yeah. Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason why we're overwhelmed is because of our thoughts. We have thought about that, and then we start talking about how we're overwhelmed, and so God says, "Okay, I'll make you overwhelmed." And so gives you more of it. That's back to that quote that I had. You can't be asking for what you don't want and expect what you want. So the fastest route that I would suggest that you do is start saying things like that, like this, that things are getting easier for me. So you can't use the word overwhelmed. I'm not going to be overwhelmed anymore. You'll be more overwhelmed. So things are getting easier for me. Think about, just on ease, and think about peacefulness, that maybe go take a walk in the park, go outside, breathe the fresh air, because being overwhelmed, oh, and turn off the TV, that the more that you're exposed, so you're exposing yourself, you're just sitting there and you're allowing all of this stuff to go in there. And they're using what's called a negative denominator, that I call it, that what it is they're taking a very small sample and then dividing it by a negative, okay, and then you get a negative, and so it looks like a whole, that everything is just going to hell in a handbasket. And the fact is that actually well-being is just flowing powerfully here. This is, again, bringing new, better ways for health, and it's bringing relationships, together, etc. So get away from that idea of overwhelm and never say that word again. Don't talk about it, don't text about it, write about it, Facebook about it. Get off of Facebook, any of those negative things, and just think about you, because really, that when you weren't overwhelmed when you did that meditation with me, that you didn't have 1 ounce of overwhelming. So you have the power in this moment, and this is where we manifest, is in this all-powerful moment. And we have in this moment the ability to feel good, to have a thought. And then I think the most powerful way for you not to get away from this is to recognize that you're not feeling good when you feel that way. And that's God's communication to you, saying, you're not thinking about this as I am. So there are ways to think about this, like, oh, I'm going to be able to be close, build deeper, more meaningful, loving, fun, playful relationships with my family now. Okay, instead of thinking, oh, because you have a choice. There's billions of thoughts, infinite number of thoughts, and you have the choice on what thoughts you're going to have. If you have thoughts that make you feel bad, you, in essence, will start getting dis-ease, and then you'll get disease and get sick, and just like that lady did. And so those words on, overwhelmed and stressed out and anxiety, that's another big one. Forget all those and go to, hey, love and happiness, relax and joy. And so is that helpful?
I have, this is Miriam Richard.
Hi, Miriam.
Driving.
Hi.
I met you a while back, but there's a new device called a Healy that's resonant frequency microcurrent, DC microcurrent. It has a quantum sensor, and they have all these programs that you put in, like a program on, say, sleep, and it runs a whole bunch of different frequencies for the first 9 minutes, and quantum relates which ones your body wants, and then after 9 minutes, it gives you for the next maybe half hour that frequency that your body wants. It's a new device that it's just being in the United States just May 1st, but I've been on the waiting list for it since January, and I have one that I'm experimenting with. But I was talking to Ryan yesterday, and he goes, you're going to love this talk tomorrow. You got to get on. It's going to resonate with you. I'm like, resonation? Yeah, that's what this whole device is about. So very, very fun.
Yeah. Well, Miriam, I love your comments there, and talk about, like coming together, cooperative components coming together, that Ryan knows about it. Teresa, you know about it, right? You've talked about it. Jennifer, just the owner of Ozone, just talked to me about it, I think yesterday. I mean, it's just hilarious. You're
wow.
talking. And can you spell that? How do you spell that?
It's a Healy, Healy. It's a Healy device out of Germany, and it's from Time Wavers, the parent company, and they've been around for maybe almost 18 years, over 15.
Great.
And they have all these devices. And so there's a lady in North America, Carolyn McMakin, who's been working with all the Tesla frequencies and making frequency-specific microcurrent for the NFL players so that they can heal faster, because it's a big business situation. Yeah. And they've actually found that a frequency-specific microcurrent is 2 sets of currents coming at you, where I guess where they cancel each other out, or where they hit and the waves hit each other and make a new wave or whatever. Then they can literally melt fibrotic scar tissue. They can literally watch it go from white to thinning out to clearing. But then that's all that does, right? That frequency only does that. It doesn't take away pain. It doesn't build new blood cells. It doesn't do anything but that. So that's frequency specific microcurrent. This device these are both going to be from the same company, Healy. That one happens in October. This one only gives you what different frequencies, but it cycles through them and sees what pairs with your body at that time and moment, and then gives you that. And they're having some great testimonies with that. And it became FDA approved for pain management, like a TENS unit. And then they have 164 other programs for either anxiety or sleep, or they even have an aura reading. They even have all the Schuster salts and all the gems, Alaskan gems, and Bach flower remedies. So it can tell you what you would do best with at that time. You could buy it and give yourself the frequency, and that would make sure you absolutely absorbed everything you needed from that. Yeah. Or you could try to just do the frequency alone and absorb a lot more than nothing,
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And so again, there are a lot of different opportunities for you. There's people to attract. All of us came, to this, and now hearing about that. I want to make sure we're all clear. All of your power is within your thoughts. And so you can create whatever you want. For example, the best drug ever that will ever be, discovered, if you will, is we create it within our bodies, and endorphins, and it's created when we laugh. And so you want to ask yourself every day, tell yourself every day, I want to laugh more today, because that'll create endorphins. So those other things, are just great. I just don't want you to give your power away. And I want to make sure that you have the power, to feel good right now in this moment, and then only well-being flows. However, everything is from God. And so these other resources that, I use too, and just are great, and they speeded along my progress, if you will, like ozone. I definitely say, hey, those are great. And, and I'll end up buying that Healy, and we'll have it in the house. And I'm getting one in the house as far as the ozone now, after Teresa's remarks on all of that, because, it's all good. It's a lot better than, not doing it. And again, it's done on you as you believe. As long as you believe it's going to work, it's going to work. Great. Other thoughts, other comments? I'd like some comment about well-being. Does everybody understand well-being and what I was sharing with you today? Or do you have any questions about that? Any thoughts?
To mention, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I told him I carry my own set of drugs in my head. And he just looked at me really weird. Well, I do. It's right here in my emotions. I guess that's my heart.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I like, and that's beautiful. And, with first responders, we're helping them and their families. And one of the really cool things is this nurse Megan we had on, along with Dr. Francis, and they were talking about that we have three minds, and it's a cool way to look at it. And it's kind of like, our mind, body, spirit, but it is your mind, and then your heart is your mind, and then your stomach, and she refers to it as the gut, And but when you think about it, how often have we said, I just had that gut feeling about something, okay? And then she said, and it was just a remarkable, thought, is that our heart actually talks more to our mind than our mind talks to our heart. But we have a tendency to just rely on our little mind, and we're not listening to our heart. But we literally are guided in every way. And so I like thinking that gut is kind of the body, if you will, and our heart, our spirit, and then the mind, our higher mind and our higher self. Because if we have that chatter, that within our, what I call the committee, that's not going to get you anywhere. And so you want to go above that and ask to have godly thoughts. And so that's great, Valerie. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you have your own drugs. And, for us to really rely on ourselves first and know that we hold all the power. And then from there, though, again, to use these different things. I like driving in nice cars and, travel. We have 5 trips planned already now around the world, and we can't wait. American Airlines just said they're not going to wear a face mask, and just another word about face masks, but now they've shown that you actually breathe in what is a carbon monoxide, and so it's really, really bad for these masks. So if you can not wear a mask, according to the law, I would definitely encourage it. It's not good for you, and actually would help you get more of the virus. The only time a mask is good is when medical doctors, they're all cleansed and don't have any germs, and they put on a mask. It's the only time it's effective. And that's according to the Surgeon General, who also said, of the United States, who also said, don't wear masks. So just a word. So you got to kind of watch the mass consciousness of what everybody's telling you to do, that just you do what feels good. If you wearing a mask doesn't feel good, probably that's why.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
So other thoughts? Greg, is this your first time on, Greg?
Yes, it is.
Hey,
Ryan,
welcome.
Yeah, Ryan invited me. So yes, it was awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. Yeah, what did you like best about today?
Just overall, I like the breathing meditation. That was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that.
Great.
And hearing what you were saying, and felt like I took in a lot as you were talking, and
yeah,
I like
great.
that. And then I took notes on pretty much everything. So
Well, welcome. Well, that's great. Are you in real estate?
no.
Okay, that's fine. Then, especially on every Wednesday at noon, we do this, and every week it's different, and we always open it up and we talk, and we're all here hugging and
All right.
kissing. And
I like it. Yeah, I'll be back.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you. We like to laugh and have more fun. We like to laugh and have more fun. We are the chosen ones.
We are the chosen one.
Well-being is our new game.
Well-being
Being
is our new game.
Happy is our middle name. Happy
is our middle
Middle
name.
name.
Well-being is our divine right.
Being is our divine right.
The universe is my guiding light.
The universe is my guiding light.
Only good things come our way.
Only good things come our
come
way.
Well-being is what we say.
Being is
what we say.
Hey.
Hey.
La, 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 la. So, any other thoughts, comments?
I just put that in the chat, the live thing. I got to get going, but I'll maybe see some of you guys in a little bit. Love you.
Okay,
Thanks.
sounds great, Ryan. Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate it. And then I'm going to stop the recording right now, but if